In today's video, I'll answer your question, why did Jesus say that he was sent only to the lost sheep of Israel in Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. Then afterward, as always, I'll share some helpful resources, so stick around until the end. Jesus was in the area of Tyre and Sidon, a coastal region in extreme northwestern Galilee, when a Canaanite woman came up to him with a request to heal her demon-possessed daughter. For a while, Jesus did not respond to the woman's entries, and she followed him and continued to beg for mercy. Finally, the disciples, feeling that the woman was a nuisance, asked Jesus to send her away. Then Jesus said, "I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. We should understand Jesus' words here not as an outright rejection of the Gentiles. Moments later, he heals the woman's daughter, Matthew chapter 15, verse 28, but as a fulfillment of prophecy, a setting of priorities, and a test of the woman's faith. In Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6, God calls Israel his people and lost sheep. The Messiah, spoken of throughout the Old Testament, was seen as the one who would gather these lost sheep. When Jesus presented himself as a shepherd to Israel, he was claiming to be the fulfillment of messianic prophecy. Jesus' words to the Canaanite woman also show an awareness of Israel's place in God's plan of salvation. God revealed through Moses that the children of Israel were a holy people to the Lord, chosen, a special treasure above all peoples on the face of the earth. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. It was through the Jews that God issued his law, preserved his word, and sent his son. This is why elsewhere Jesus tells a Samaritan that salvation is of the Jews. John chapter 4, verse 22. In Matthew chapter 15, when the Jewish Messiah says that he was sent to the house of Israel, he is simply connecting his presence with God's purpose in Old Testament history. Christ was born under the law to redeem those who were under the law. Galatians chapter 4, verses 4 and 5. Every ministry must have priorities, and Christ's ministry was no exception. When Jesus sent his disciples to preach the good news of the kingdom, he expressly told them, "Do not go into the way of the Gentiles, and do not enter a city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Matthew chapter 10, verses 5 and 6. Jesus did not forbid their preaching to all Gentiles. He did, however, narrow their focus to the areas which should be most receptive, those who knew the law and were expecting the Messiah. Paul, in his missionary journeys, followed the same priority of preaching to the Jews first. Finally, Jesus' words to the Canaanite woman served as a test of her faith. She came to Jesus, believing that he was the Lord, the Son of David, and the giver of mercy. Matthew chapter 15, verse 22. His delayed answer and seemingly exclusionary statement brought from her a further passionate public expression of her faith in his unlimited power. Matthew chapter 15, verse 27. This act of compassion and healing of a Gentile is a beautiful picture of Christ's ministry to the whole world. The Jewish Messiah is also the Savior of all who will believe. Want to learn more? Subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Visit GotQuestions.org for more great content, and check out the details section below this video. There you'll find one book I recommend along with several links related to questions. If you'd like to learn about Bible Munch, or if you're interested in bite-sized devotionals, subscribe to Bible Munch on YouTube. It's linked right here. Now remember, got questions? The Bible has answers. We'll help you find them.